Hi there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general angel reading for the week of March 14th through 20th of 2022. I just about had a big mass of cards on my hands there. They just kind of went all wonky, but they were still in my hand. So that's interesting. Okay, so we're going to continue getting your cards out here. Now it is, this reading goes till March 20th, and March 20th is these days is generally known as the first day of spring. So I've been finding that these are very hopeful readings and fresh and new, like the new green grass and the new little bits of green on the trees and stuff like that is how the feeling has been coming through of all the readings. So let's just see what's in yours here. Okay. Okay, here we go. So observing a healthy lifestyle. Have you been? Now it feels like it's been a very long winter. And it's been cold and, lots of weather. Now, obviously, this is not the same for around the world, but it just feels like you're like so ready for this cycle to be over. And it's not over yet. That's just how it feels. And maybe you've been eating some junk food to try and help you get through it and to nurture you to feel comfort, right? Try to take comfort from celery. I know. But that's just what they're saying. That when you have, for example, a lot of ice cream, the flavor is beautiful and you really love it and you savor it and your body hates it, And so then you don't feel good and you're upset with yourself and your stomach's upset and maybe ice cream doesn't make you feel that way. Maybe for you it's something else. But, whatever it is that you've been overindulging in, that you don't feel well, do yourself a favor and lay off of that, right? Get the good food, get some exercise, like some movement, right? They're not necessarily saying, okay, for some of you they are saying, some deliberate exercise. Go to the gym, do some cardio and some weights and some whatever's available there. Do that stuff is what they're saying. For some of you, this is more just movement, right? Getting up, walking around, moving around, doing more chores, go for a little walk, things like that. So you decide which is for you and eat the good food, drink all the good water. Excuse me, I burped. And you're going to feel better. And then it won't be such a chore to still be in the cycle you're in. It'll help you. You've been trying to help it by the comfort food, and in fact, it's been the opposite effect. So, turn it around. So you have, Gemini, you have this amazing magic. Do you see the magical geometry? You have that within you. It is part of you. And it's like somehow you don't recognize that. To you, it's just like, well, this is just me though. And, little me. No, there has never been any little you. You have always been this important. You have always had this magic. And so when you are using your true self, your true personality, your magnetism, it's like you can create exactly what you want. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that other people will change their behavior or whatever, just to assist you, although that's certainly possible, right? What it means, though, is that you can change your perspective of your world and turn it around to suit you. I mean, you'll give things a try. You'll be working on it. You'll do your best. And if that doesn't, if that ends up not suiting you, well, then you just change something. You work your magic to make it suit you. That is totally a you thing. Think of the people in your life, like over the course of your life, who have occasionally said things that made you baffled because you thought, well, why don't you just change this to make it fit you? They don't know how. That's your magic. That's your magic. You can do that. Okay. This is also feels kind of like the same situation. You have these leadership abilities, and it appears to be effortless to people looking outside at you. And that is part of your magic. And so you, even to the people who, on paper or on the surface, appear to be your leaders, your leadership qualities affect them as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? So even though they technically maybe are in charge of whatever, when you simply are yourself and work the way you work and use your magic, then you become the leader of the situation. Not everybody will like that, but that's okay. They don't have to. It might point out to them that they are in the wrong spot. It might teach them different mechanisms for becoming a better leader themselves, right? Either way, do not tone yourself down just for that. You stay you. And your natural leadership abilities will come shining through, and there will be learning on all sides. That's what I'm seeing. It's kind of like they're showing me almost like this round table effect of equality. So that's you creating that where it didn't exist before. All right. Now, what is it that it feels like you've been in this linear mindset for quite a while. Like you've been trying to figure things out. You've been trying to think it through. And that's why you're kind of in that state of like, oh my gosh, isn't this over yet? Like that cycle is still going. Do some artistic things, some creations, some like to let off steam, to help you get back into that beautiful flow of energy that feels so good, that feels so easy for you, that just, you love that. You love that. Do that, when it feels like the linear stuff, the trying to figure stuff out, that's all been your work life. Now, that may be inaccurate, but that's just how it feels for most of you. It feels like that's your work life. And then you get home, and some days you're just, and don't have much left in your tank. When you can do something creative, something artistic, that fills you back up. And that helps you thrive. Okay, so make sure you're not neglecting that. I understand that you're feeling pretty worn out by the time you get home, and you'd have to really dig deep to go, do anything crafty or creative or whatever. But on the days that you do that, you're going to notice how good it feels. Okay, and you will notice that it does fill you up. It gives you more resilience. Beautiful. Okay. Another thing that does that for you, that fills you up, is to go outside. Now, okay, I just heard weather again. So, whatever your weather is, unless it's like extremely bitterly cold or insanely hot or flooding or, whatever else might be happening, if there's life-threatening situations, obviously you're not going to go out. But otherwise, try to just go out no matter what. Have a walk. Stand with the trees. Listen to the birds. Whatever it takes to top you up, to replenish your energy. Do that. They're just showing me fireworks in a night sky. I don't know what that means to somebody, but that's what they're just showing me, that celebration, that feel good, and yet it's chilly, like my nose is cold in this picture. I don't know. Take that how it resonates with you. I don't know what that means. They just gave me that as a picture. So, okay, yeah, go out, get outside, get some fresh air. And whether you can feel it or not right now, you are absolutely in the flow of prosperity. Things are coming to you that you can't even recognize at the moment. It's beautiful. And it feels so good. And it's just like it's showering down upon you. And some of the time you're kind of caught up in that other stuff and you can't really notice this. But take a deep breath, try and get out of that linear thinking, and you'll be able to notice this very well. Very well. Was there more to that? There was a glimpse of something about a change, I don't know. I'll see. Maybe it'll come to me yet, but anyway. All right, so now we have the daily guidance cards, and we're asking for one last piece of wisdom for you from your guardian angels. Acceptance. Acceptance. This is for yourself. This is for the people around you. This is for, everyone who's in your world. They are themselves. It's not up to you to try and change anybody. It's not up to you to try and point out their flaws. It's up to you to accept. You start with yourself. Hey, okay, here, I haven't talked about this for quite some time, but they're just reminding me. Go stand in front of a mirror. Look deep into your own eyes and say, I love you. And say it again, I love you. And keep saying it until you can say it without your eyes wavering, until you can say it with truth and complete honesty, until you believe it. And do that every day until you accept yourself. Okay. Gemini, you're beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much, and I love you, and I'll see you next week.